2 days ago, we talked about the Golden Globes. Today, it's Critics' Choice. And guess what? I had a hand in these. Let's do it.
Oh, good for you.
What's up, Flick fans? Welcome back. We're talking the Critics' Choice Awards nominations. They're here. We're going to discuss how does this factor into the Oscars and how different is this from the Golden Globes. Like I said, I was able to cast my votes. And, I got some right. Some of them that I picked didn't make it. But that's the beauty of a voting body. Not everybody is going to agree, but I need to know down below, what do you agree with on this list? What's your favorite and least favorite nomination? And, I did my Golden Globes nominations. People were shocked and angry and upset. It's okay. Everything's going to be fine. Just kidding. It's a mess.
He's a mess.
Start with Best Score. One of the cool things about Critics' Choice is you get 6 nominations. So you get a little bit of an idea as to what's going to come with the Oscars, and then you have that extra one in there, and you're just like, is that going to make it? I don't know. But for Best Score, it went as I expected, except for a surprise here. Michael Giacchino, he did A Society of the Snow. It's a movie coming out on Netflix in January. I was able to see it, and you know what? It's actually a really good choice. It was not in my nominations. My nominations included Killers of the Flower Moon, Spider-Verse, and of course, Oppenheimer, which is the clear favorite at this point. But I like it as a whole. Barbie, good score. Poor Things, very memorable. And Society of the Snow, which again, wasn't really thinking of, but it's nice to see. It's not going to get nominated for an Oscar, but I like this list as a whole. Let's move on to Best Song. And this is usually the category where, whether it be predictions or just me voting, I don't have the best feel for what the best song of the year is, but I knew I'm Just Kin would get in there, and I also knew, and I voted for, and I know people are going to be like, Austin, why'd you vote for Peaches? Jack Black singing Peaches. Well, when I watched the movie the first time, I'm like, that's good. It's fun. But as the year went on, the more I would hear it, the more I'm just like, this is a catchy jingle.
Lame.
You won't understand why it's so ridiculous. I think it's meant to be that, but it's just a really fun song. I'm so glad it got in. A couple of others that I somewhat expected: Rustin, Road to Freedom, and a lot of Barbie songs, man. Dance the Night, What Was I Made For? And The Wish from Wish in there got in. It was a cute song. I had Keep It Moving from The Color Purple. Kind of wish that would have made it. But Best Foreign Language Film. There's one in here that I voted for. Didn't think it would make it, but it did. Very happy. The ones that I'm super happy about: Anatomy of a Fall, The Zone of Interest, Society of the Snow, The Taste of Things, Perfect Days on there as well. Godzilla -1. This is one of my absolute favorite, most surprising, all right, we actually did it. We did something really, really good here and put Godzilla -1 in this category. And, even though I didn't make it in special effects, I do believe this bodes well for the conversation moving forward. Godzilla -1 deserves a bit more love, appreciation, whatever it may be. And then come Oscars and come Oscar nominations, maybe it gets that visual effects spot, because I believe it deserves that visual effects spot. I voted for it for visual effects. Didn't get it here, but it did get foreign language film. That's amazing. That is amazing. It's not going to win. Maybe it should. Next up, Best Animated Film. We know the Golden Globes. We didn't get some of the movies we were looking for. For Critics' Choice, we did get those films, specifically Nimona and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So good to see them getting in. They deserve a spot. Spider-Verse, duh. Elemental, duh. Boy and the Heron. Wish. Have you ever seen this meme? It's basically this meme. And I'm not saying it's the worst movie of the year. It's not. But when you look at these other films and how special they are as animated movies, and even though some of them I don't think are the best I've ever seen, they're all really good. And then there's Wish. It's just kind of like, I don't know. And I get there has to be 6, but there was a movie earlier this year called Suzume that was outstanding. It's actually in my top 3 animated movies of the year, and it's nowhere to be found. So, a little disappointed. Best Comedy, again, couple of movies on there that I'm really excited about. American Fiction, obviously The Holdovers was hilarious. Bottoms, which I didn't cast a vote for, but I'm really happy to see it. Barbie, obviously funny. Poor Things in there. I voted for Air. I think Air is a comedy. It's obviously more than that. There are various genres that it's working with, but it's some of the funniest dialogue I've seen all year. Chris Tucker is outstandingly funny, as is Jason Bateman in that movie. Very surprised to see it's not in here. No Hard Feelings. I get it was a comedy, and a lot of people enjoy that film. I didn't like it as much, so not thrilled about that being on there, but I think overall, as a list of comedies, they are each comedic.
Wow.
Visual effects. Again, I would have put I did put Godzilla -1 on my list. It's nice to see Oppenheimer on there for the people that say, there's no Visual effects. No, there's no CGI. It's two different things. Twitter is killing me. But I love seeing Poor Things, some great practical effects in there, as well as CGI across the Spider-Verse. Really nice to see Dead Reckoning Part 1. A little surprising there, but that's cool. Obviously, Oppenheimer, the creator, didn't love the movie, but the effects are magnificent, outstanding. And then Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which is the best-looking superhero movie of the year. I'm just surprised Godzilla Minus One, it made it onto the other category, foreign language film. Didn't get on here. I wish it would have gotten on here. But again, the movies that I chose, I voted for the creator. I don't love the movie, but it's a VFX category. Best hair and makeup. I would have put Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 on this list. And I know it's not a movie that people are going to think about, but, you think back a couple years ago, Suicide Squad won the Oscar for best makeup. But this is a very similar case in terms of hair and makeup. I think the costumes, the creature design, everybody in this movie looked outstanding when they weren't CGI. So I would have put that in there. But the movies that made it, they are still good. Poor Things, yeah, love to see that. Oppenheimer, Maestro, Barbie, Color Purple. The surprise for me is Priscilla. I see it. I guess I would have put Guardians above it. Costume design, so happy Wonka made it. You knew Barbie was going to get on there. Outstanding. That was my top choice. The Color Purple, yes. Poor Things, yes. Killers of the Flower Moon. Napoleon, which I didn't vote for. We only cast 3 votes per category, but Napoleon probably would have been around my top 5. So really like seeing that in here. I don't think it has a chance at the Oscars, but the costume design was fantastic. Best editing, Air. You love to see it. I love to see it. Really nice surprise in that category. Didn't think it would make it. Cool to see Barbie, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Killers, Maestro. As expected, as anticipated. But the really nice addition there is Air. I love it. Production design, Saltburn. The production design, Saltburn was beautiful. Didn't love the movie as much as I did the production design. Asteroid City. That's a surprise, but it makes a lot of sense. Barbie, Poor Things, Killers, Oppenheimer. Maybe I would have considered Wonka, but the movies that I thought would make it made it absolutely. Best cinematography. It's a great category. Maestro, Prieto with 2 films on there, Barbie and Killers of the Flower Moon. Poor Things, Saltburn, Oppenheimer. Again, Saltburn, beautiful film. Oppenheimer, beautiful film, and Killers, man. What a good year for cinematography. The next one, Best Original Screenplay, May, December. Really nice to see that. Expected it to be here. Past Lives, first showing of Past Lives today. Absolutely incredible screenplay. I love me some Holdovers. Again, the surprise. It's Air. Air is a nice surprise on screenplay. I'm not saying it's one of my favorite screenplays of the year, but I'm not saying that.
It doesn't matter what you think.
Adapted screenplay, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, duh. American Fiction, Poor Things, duh. All of Us Strangers. We got a showing from All of Us Strangers. Okay, I'll take it. And then Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Okay, I like that. Really nice screenplay. A surprise addition to this category. Not mad about it. Cool to see All of Us Strangers finally showing up for something. Best Director. Bradley Cooper's on a bit of a streak here. I didn't know if Bradley Cooper would have a huge opportunity here. He's starting to, in terms of predictions, not who I prefer. The Holdovers, top 2 movies of the year for me. But Bradley Cooper is, getting it here. We've got a Critics' Choice. So now people are talking more about Bradley Cooper under director, not just actor. That bodes well for Maestro. And then the ones that we expected, Barbie, Poor Things, Oppenheimer, Killers. It looks like 5 of those are going to get that Oscar nomination. I'm starting to worry about the Holdovers, and I'm starting to think Bradley Cooper may actually get that Best Director. Acting Ensemble. Air again. I'm a sucker for Air. What can I say? Barbie makes sense. The Color Purple, great ensemble. The Holdovers, Killers, and Oppenheimer. I'm actually a little surprised Poor Things didn't make it. This is one category where I think Poor Things should have made it over a couple of these other movies, but don't take out Air. Don't do it. I'm going to keep talking about it here. Best Young Actor, Actress. This is great. I love these choices. Abby Ryder-Fortson, one of my choices. Are You There? My top choice. Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. She gave a phenomenal performance. I was a little bit confused on the timeline because it's supposed to be under 21, but I don't think Dominic Sessa is under 21 now, but he was when he filmed it. Sessa's on this list. He gives the best performance, one of the best performances of the year. It's great to see him. Kala Lane from Wonka, Love it. Ariana Greenblatt, some of her dialogue didn't quite work for me in Barbie, but she's on here. We've got the young characters in Anatomy of the Fall and Creator. So really nice list. Sessa probably will take this home, but don't sleep on Fortune. By the way, look at my hair. This is horrible. You want to know why I'm wearing the hat? Supporting actress. A couple on here that I really like. Julianne Moore, yes. Divine Joy Randolph, absolutely from The Holdovers. Emily Blunt, I'm a big fan of. Danielle Brooks was amazing in The Color Purple. And then you get into two others, and I'm just thinking, nothing against, I mean, Jodie Foster is an all-time performer, and I love America Ferrera, but I don't know if they would have been my choices, to be honest with you. Even someone like Taraji P. Henson. Mine is Rachel McAdams from Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, a performance that I feel like is being looked over. And Jodie Foster, I would give her the edge over America Ferrera, but Nyad for me is just a really forgettable movie. And Ferrera was good in Barbie, but that was the weaker side of the story for me. So, it's an okay. We've got some really good people on there. Danielle Brooks, just watched her in The Color Purple, and Divine Joy Randolph, please win. Supporting actor Sterling K. Brown for American Fiction. That's kind of the surprise here. A really, really good performance. It's nice to see him. I thought maybe Dafoe would get that slot, but it's cool to see another movie represented, even though Dafoe's performance was great as well. And then you have De Niro, Downey Jr., Gosling, Melton, Ruffalo, as expected. That's probably your 5. Dominic Sessa should probably be on this list. Actress, this is my favorite probably of all of them so far, because you've got Greta Lee on there and you've got Gladstone, Robbie Stone. Greta Lee is kind of on the outside looking in right now, but I also believe Robbie may be in jeopardy of losing that spot if Past Lives keeps getting that love that people expect. I guess Hewler would be my next one, like, is she in, is she out? But 5 of those 6 are getting in. It's going to be one of the toughest conversations with the Oscars. Actor Domingo. Rustin for me was just such a forgettable movie. Domingo was incredible, but I would put these other performances above his. And frankly, I look at Zac Efron's performance in The Iron Claw. I feel as if that is deserving to be on this list. It wasn't on this list. The Iron Claw didn't get any love. I'm very disappointed in that, to be honest with you. So it's starting to fall out of my chances of getting a Best Picture nomination. It hurts my feelings because I think that's an amazing film. But you have those that we all expected. Paul Giamatti, Jeffrey Wright, Cillian Murphy, DiCaprio, Cooper. That's probably your 5 for the Oscars. But Zac Efron, I wanted to see it. And then Best Picture. And, I think a lot of these are warranted. A lot of them would be on my Oscar prediction list. You have the obvious: American Fiction, Barbie, Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives. Then, and Poor Things. Then you have The Color Purple, which was falling out of favor, and now it looks like it's kind of creeping its way back in. Saltburn. I'll talk about The Color Purple soon. I think it's a good movie. It wasn't as good as I expected it to be honest with you. Still really good, but we're talking the best pictures of the year. Saltburn. I question that decision. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people obviously voted for it. Critics' Choice. Clearly, I didn't vote for it. But some of these other films that were left out, like A May December, like An Anatomy of a Fall, right? Which I think everybody expected it to get in here. That's kind of shocking. Personally, Air, Spider-Verse, I wanted those 2 to get in. Obviously, they did not get in. But you have some of these other films, even The Zone of Interest, that left out and Saltburn put in. And I don't think Saltburn really has a shot at Best Picture unless this is the spark that it needed. But, right now I'm just kind of like, I don't know if I love this lineup. I'm thrilled with, the Critics' Choice as a whole, putting some of these movies in that I didn't expect in these other categories. That's awesome. But this Best Picture lineup, there are a couple on here that I would remove. Specifically Saltburn, I would be like, yeah, maybe like 5 or 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 20 other movies deserved it. Oh, and I voted for The Iron Claw as well. I wanted to see some form of representation from The Iron Claw. What happened? And I know a lot of you haven't seen it yet, but you will. It's really good. Hey, thanks for watching. Those are the Critics' Choice nominations. What are your predictions, your votes? I'll be back with my predictions before the ceremony actually begins. I do have an invite to go this year. Don't know if I will, just because we got a baby now. I don't want to go to LA and leave my baby just yet. One of these days, I'll get back there. For now, we can hang out here. We can do some predictions. I appreciate you guys for watching so much. And stay tuned, because now that we have Golden Globes and Critics' Choice, it's time to do some Oscar predictions. And we'll do that At some point. Okay. Bye-bye.